It's Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 8 p.m. Daylight Savings Time. My protest begins. It began Sunday morning when this abomination was thrust upon me again. I thought something was going to happen to stop this from happening every year. I don't know. 5 p.m. on the West Coast, we are live. James Cross seems to love Daylight Savings Time. I don't know why.
I love it.
Two Turtle, what do you think?
Oh,
we
no
can't
sound,
hear
Tom.
you. All right. Let's go on with welcome adventures. I'm your guide, Sean McZoon. This is the Reptile Show reporter. As usual, Bill is late. He has a minor emergency, which he says is only going to cost 15 minutes. So I don't know what the heck is emergency that lasts 15 minutes, but he's the co-host from the Chameleon Academy. Obviously, I've got two good friends here, James Cross and Two Turtle Tom. And once Two Turtle Tom can get his voice going, we'll go get to different things. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you then. Okay.
We can hear you now.
I had my mute button on my microphone.
All right, the video's done. Let's remove it. Let's go on. The topic for tonight is, what do you do when there's no reptile show around you? What are the alternatives to get pets, to get supplies, to get feeders? If the reptile show closes or moves away or is too expensive or too far. And I've got two really good people to talk to about it. Bill Strand will be here at some point in time. I don't know. He says he's actually watching or listening, so we'll have to be nice about what we say about him. But still. All right. No one's in the chat yet. There's people watching, but no one's decided to let us know who they are. Fess on up, people. All right, first, Bill, I was gonna ask Bill what if he has any announcements, but his announcement is he's not gonna be here for a little while. How about James? Do you have any announcements?
Working on some projects, Sean. Got a couple things brewing. Been as I got temporarily laid off, I kind of decided for the first time to collect some of that unemployment.
Great.
And
I've
just been farting. Huh?
You paid into it. You should get some of it back.
I know. I mean, after 20, 30 years of working, I think I should take a little of that money back.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been farting around in the garage and working on some projects, trying to collab with my good buddy Bill on a couple of things and trying to maybe turn something new out to the community.
All right. Mikey Ben finally decided to admit he was here. There we go. We'll put him up. We won't keep doing this because we've got guests today, important guests. But I'm going to put Mikey Ben up since he's the first one to admit it. And who else is here? Mikey Ben. Oh, wow. Happy DST, Sean. Wow. I am not feeling better. I'm exhausted. I got up early. The show is early. It's just a bundle of stuff. So, okay. All right, Tom, any announcements from your perspective?
Yeah, nothing big happening here on the home front.
Are you going to Tinley this weekend, or are you going to the Medina show? Anything?
We've got some family activities, so I'm just gonna sit it out.
All right. So, what do you guys think? Where do you get a reptile or another exotic pet when the shows aren't closed or open, or you can't go there? What are the best options?
You go first, Tom.
Okay, well, how about the rescue?
That's a great place. We got an awesome rescue, Herps Alive by us. It's not quite as close to you, Tom, but it's not even close to me. It's 45 minutes away. But
it's just off the freeway on my way home. So
that does make sense there.
I drive by it twice a day, sort of.
James, you got a rescue near you?
We have one over in Bakersfield. I haven't been there myself personally, but I do help out every once in a while when she has chameleon questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got one. Not somewhere where I've been, like I said. I know a few people that have used it. I end up being a rescue a lot of the time.
So, what else?
How about Craig's?
Craigslist.
What I do, first of all, I have my finger on
If
the
you
pulse
want
of
to
the
be
community.
abducted and by aliens or something, I guess that's a good place to find them. I mean, you can really find anything on that. So
Yes, you can.
there you can. So I'm thinking maybe a local reputable breeder.
Yep, that's
You
know,
know,
we all
that'd be a
know
little
people
better
that
than
know people,
Craigslist,
right?
You know. All
So I
right.
think that's a great way of doing it. You know, whenever somebody's got babies, we all seem to know about it.
Mhm.
So
All right. What about Morph Market?
that's
At
the other
places
one I
like
was going to
that.
suggest. Yeah.
Morph Market has lots of reviews, and you know if you're gonna, you know that someone's new or might been at. What are the other ones like Morph Market? It's that's become the most frequent one I hear, but there's other ones. There's
There's a website called Fauna Classifieds that's
yeah, I
been
was gonna
around
say Fauna and
forever.
something classifieds. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that one has been very
Mhm.
popular for turtle people,
Mhm.
but I feel like even for turtles, Morph Market is taking over to be the go-to place. And then if you remember herping in the 90s or you know being a reptile person, kingsnake.com
Mhm.
is still around. I mean, that's
Yes.
where everything was sold back in those days, and it had a crazy reputation for really being able to get anything.
Anything, yeah, legal or not. So there you go.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the really cool things about Morph Market is that it is curated. So
Mhm.
some of the big sellers, the big names, are not allowed on Morph Market because they have such a bad reputation, and they want to keep it to clean animals.
Yep.
That's good. All right, what else is like Morph Market? There's others. Is there other ones out there?
Well, what about the forums? Chameleon forums. Sometimes
Mhm.
people advertise their animals there.
Mhm.
I know there's also a tortoise forum, so kind of another old school thing, but they're still around, and I think it's a good way to meet breeders and
Mhm.
see who might have surplus.
Because Facebook, you're not allowed to sell animals on or anything related to animals, and Instagram, you're probably not allowed to sell any, but I've seen them. And YouTube, you're not really supposed to be doing that kind of stuff on because of all those PETA people. But we shouldn't talk about them. I like them even less than I like daylight savings time. So there you go. I really am for the ethical treatment of animals, but I'm also for the for extra tasty animals and everything else like that. But like steak, grass fed and grass finished steak and wild turkeys and all that kind of other good stuff. So I don't know.
Chickens and eggs.
Carnivore at heart. There you go. I'm an omnivore, but carnivore is my favorite kind of stuff. So there you
And
go.
we still have our local pet shops too, you know.
Mhm.
I know down in Los Angeles there's quite a few still left down there.
Mhm.
We only have one up here, and it's kind of massively diverse. It has everything from fish to, you know, hamsters, and they even have dog grooming in the back. I think they tried to shove everything they possibly could into this poor little pet store. And I wander through there every once in a while and check out the reptile section. I've only thing I ever get from Petco or PetSmart is crickets, because they get daily or weekly deliveries, and I've talked them into my PetSmart. They actually feed their crickets before I pick them up, so kind of an advantage, you know. I literally avoid their reptile section on purpose. But as far as supplies go, there's a multitude of different places you can order stuff online, and I'm starting to get used to this ship to my door stuff. It's actually quite convenient. I don't have to go to town. My old age, I kind of don't like people anymore. So, only reptile people. The people in town I don't like so much. What about you, Tom?
I definitely like to order stuff lightyourreptiles.com has been my go-to for Arcadia UVB. And I'm always frustrated. It's almost impossible to buy UVB, in my opinion, at the reptile store. You see T8 lighting still, or they'll have bulbs but no fixtures to match. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So
Yeah.
you can never find what I need, at least, and
Many
nothing
people
that
are
I
way
see
behind.
useful.
Many
So
people
I
are
just
way
I
behind.
go to lightyourreptiles.com. They always have Arcadia stuff. So
How about your PetSmart, Tom?
they
Because
never.
I'm
have
able to get
stuff.
the 18-inch and the 22-inch, and they are way cheaper for the Jungle Dawns. I save almost
The
20,
LED.
30 bucks on Jungle Dawns. So every time they're in stock on the shelf, they'll only get 2 or 3 in at a time, and I'll buy them all.
I've been told that PetSmart is discontinuing Arcadia products.
Yeah, I heard that a year and a half ago.
But now I don't use LED bulbs much, so
Yeah.
I don't own any. But the UVB, they just I don't know, they don't have what I need.
Yeah, I use Reptile Basics for my UVB.
They're awesome the way they pack their stuff.
Yeah, I literally have
It's
never
like
had an
it's
issue.
bomb proof.
The last
Drop it
shipment,
from the second-story building, it would still survive.
it definitely surpassed the drop the egg from the top of the building test.
That's the way Bill used to ship. Actually, did ship his cages I had him ship me 10 cages, and they were specially made for me. And the first one he shipped to practice and try to ship it the way it was, like I couldn't even get into it. It took me twice as long to get into this thing than to put it together. So, and it was kind of integrated. So the shipping, I said, hey, you know what? You could save a little money on the shipping. He's like, I didn't want to get ruined. I'm like, I know, but still. Anyways, I got better at it along the way, but yeah, no, I do like Reptile Basics. I get my crickets from Gons. They're good to me. The FedEx person is actually really good to me. Even when it's warm outside, she'll ring the doorbell as soon as she gets the crickets to the front door, and so I know that they're there. So if it's cold outside or too hot outside, I know to get them. And so, I buy them by a bunch, but Gons is good to me because I got a breeder status with them, which is something they don't do anymore. And Josh Frogs is good for everything else. I mean, it's closer, but it's actually Michigan, so it's a little colder up there rather than being in Georgia. And so I guess you could pack it the same. Josh Frogs, good for frogs and a couple other types of animals up there. They've got a lot of good stuff. Who else? Chewy is good for pets as a whole, but it doesn't really have a lot of exotic pet type stuff.
I've gotten some pretty good prices on the Reptibreeze cages from them.
Mm-hmm. Which aren't even great cages, but still.
Yeah. I mean, they're the go-to when you need something shipped tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And who else? There's a bunch of other places I go to. I just haven't used them very much. Trying to reduce down my volume to give myself more time in life and ability to go places, but by just mostly by as it dies, I don't buy anymore. So we'll see how that lasts. I think I'm going to avoid Tinley this weekend, even though I had a hotel room there at one point in time, because I just can't leave Tinley without buying something. and I always buy something in a new category that needs different care, different cage, everything. And so I'm just maybe I'm just going to go down to Medina, meet up. Well, this week Medina is going to have their reptile show, which is the All Cleveland Reptile Show. It'll have a bunch of new vendors because the vendors who aren't there and are at Tinley, they'll have space for other new vendors. That's how I meet all the new vendors. So we'll see what happens if I can do that on Sunday there. And then Monday is St. Patrick's Day, so I got to celebrate that. I took it off this year. So unfortunately, it's not a federal holiday, so I don't actually get it off. I'm going to have to start a writing campaign to end daylight savings time and make St. Patrick's Day a national federal holiday. All in one. All right. Where else can we get stuff at? What's a good place? Oh, wait a minute. Bill's here from the car. Bill,
Oh my goodness.
you're in the car. What's going on?
15 minutes and I'm already replaced?
I already had these gentlemen here. I invited them beforehand. We had a great topic. We've been talking a lot. We went through everything we need to go to, different shows. If you don't go to the show, where do you go? You know, we went to talk about Gons and Josh Frogs and Reptile Basics and Light My Reptiles and all this other stuff.
Oh,
We've
was
been
I supposed to
through
be
the
here
ringer
today?
already? It's only 15 minutes in. But nobody's admitting that they're out there. There's a bunch of people out there, but I don't know if this daylight savings time. Yeah, we've already complained about that. Tom actually liked, or not Tom, James actually likes daylight savings
I liked it.
Time's kind of in the middle, but he's not strongly on one side or the other.
Yeah.
James likes it. I hate it, but and I've been very what should we say, not shy about that for years.
Oh, that's part of your branding.
Yes, that's
Oh, by the way,
welcome adventures. We hate daylight savings time, and we want to make St. Patrick's Day a federal holiday. Hey!
Well, I want to say bonus. I brought Yvette with me.
You
What?
did, and she's driving.
Hey, wait a minute. You're actually moving in traffic down there?
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're on side streets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at this time of day. Woo-hoo.
I was thinking you could probably get out of the car and do the whole episode outside of the car.
We
We
just
never
had
had Yvette on for the Super Show. How did that go, Yvette? I know you're driving, but
Oh, hey. It was so much fun. It was so crowded, but it's good to see that there are a lot of interest, a lot of reptile enthusiasts over there. And went there, got some stuff, met up with some people that that have fans from me. It was really cool, I love
all right, we'll
going.
have to put you on sometime this month and talk about it.
All right. All right, now you pinned me down.
Because I said I'm not going to go to Tinley because I can't go and not buy anything. It's just it's against my religion. I think I don't know what religion that is, but it's the buy more reptile religion or something.
Yeah, well, a lot of us are part of
Not a
it.
lizard.
Oh boy.
Well, we had a little snafu. That's why we're in the car.
I have a whole lot of people that would follow that don't leave without buying a lizard thingy though. Hey, Nate's here.
What the heck?
His alarm went off and he got distracted. Holy mackerel. Yeah, there's a bunch of people out there, but no one's claiming. Only Mikey, Ben, and Nate have claimed. Well, Two Turtle Tom is claiming to be here, but you can see him, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephanie Payne. It's here.
Put it on me, and
All
it's just you.
Stephanie Payne number 2, I think. That's what we like to call her now. I don't know why we call her 2. She was here to start with.
Yeah,
But,
well, our first Stephanie calls herself Kiki, so I think that's the distinguishing factor.
Yes, that's how we can tell when they come into the chat. But we didn't even know that we had 2 Stephanie Paynes for like a year. We thought one was the other. It's not
That's right.
It's not like Jim Smith or something like that, or it's I don't know. All right, so Bill, where do you go to if you don't have a reptile show to get the animals?
Pop into my room. Jeez,
Yeah, I just go to the next room and say, "Hey, Yvette, you got some?"
He froze. Traffic's
Boom.
not frozen, but he is. Oh, wait a minute, maybe we're frozen. I don't know what's going on.
I'm pretty warm.
Yeah, I actually have I.
No, you're in and out. You're kind of in and out.
Yes, he's in and out. Okay. We'll
This is adventure. Well, can you hear me now? Then I'll.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
now
Turn
you
left
sound like
again.
a Verizon commercial, Bill.
Oh, I love it when it catches him with his mouth open.
It always does. He's trying to catch flies. Bring
Working
him home
with
for the chameleons.
Oops. I don't know if you can hear me now, but I'm working with species that just generally don't show up at shows, and I send Yvette to a show to pick me up some isopods and feeders and stuff like that. But I haven't purchased a reptile at a show for a long time.
So where do you get
I'm
them?
actually working on. Well, I'm working on finding homes for them. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to reduce my numbers. You listen to this Chameleon Academy guy, and he keeps talking about, well, the fewer you have, the better you can take care of them. And, it kind of makes sense. So I'm going to try it out.
Yes, do what I say, not what I do. That's the fool's mantra, right?
So, yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
I'm really looking for homes. Although, okay, so where do I do have a lot of new chameleons coming through. I have a working relationship with an importer that he sends me wild caught chameleons. I do parasitic analysis on them. I record what parasites, I treat them, and then I sell those chameleons for this importer, One World Exotica, who's Jay, who's been very kind to me. And so that is how new chameleons come to me, but I sell them. They're not supposed to hang out. And so, all right.
But they do.
Yeah.
You've had some for a while. Those
I've what?
You've had some of those for a while.
Yeah,
Like
luckily he's patient.
Yeah.
It's taken me longer to sell those than I, number one, expected, and I need to be better at selling them. But he has been patient with me, so that I am grateful for that. But it's been incredible. It has done so much. It's allowed me to create that parasite course. And if you go through, you see all of those pictures. I mean, those pictures of the coccidia, the different kinds of coccidia, and the entamoeba and the nematodes. That's because I had such a wide variety of poop to work with. So it's just it's been such a very cool thing that's allowed me to do a cool thing.
I'm gonna have to start calling him the Poop Master or something other like that, and instead of the what do I
have many names.
I call him the Master of the Chameleon.
That's another thing you can do too for looking for reptiles is start looking up all of these importers.
Yeah, but it depends on well, if I need other if I need other parasites that I can't find here, I actually go to pet stores. That's how I got
I like
my
the Poop Master
coccidia.
better than Doo-Doo Bill. I don't know.
I actually had to I went in there and they literally said, "What do you need?" I said, "I need bearded dragon poop," because bearded dragons have Isospora coccidia. That's the one coccidia I was not able to find in my wild caught chameleons. Interesting data point. So that's what I do to get poop that I need. I'm now looking for a trematode. And it's really cool because he was able to send me a chameleon that had subcutaneous nematodes, and so it's an expense for me. I take them to the vet, and we get I get all the vet care on these things, but it allows me to put together these case studies, and so hopefully it's a win-win for both of us.
Here's a question about that.
Yeah.
So are certain chameleons coming with certain species of parasites? Like, let's say you find the nematodes in a panther and you find coccidia in a brevicorn, or is it just general all the way around?
It's general all around. I'm finding the same things across. Now, my sample size, I'm just starting my sample size, my sampling. I've got done a lot with Parsons chameleons. I've done a lot with the shamrock chameleons and with panther chameleons. At least a couple of panther chameleons. I haven't done a whole lot of panther chameleons, but I'll probably do more. And I found the basics of coccidia, nematodes, and entamoeba in all of them. So I haven't gone down to the species level, which is beyond my capabilities right now. But the interesting thing is that, I mean, there's three main types of coccidia that we find. There's Emeria, Coleomeria, and Isospora. I found a whole lot of Emeria, Coleomeria, which look very similar. In fact, they were all one at one point. But I have not found any Isospora in these wild-caught chameleons. And the people in for those who don't know, I have a digital course, hunting microscopic chameleon parasites. And the students, the alumni in that course, they were all finding these wonderful pictures of Isospora. And it turns out that you find the Isospora in the captive hatched panther chameleons. So that's an interesting data point. Is Isospora something that is bouncing around our captive hatched population? Is it something that comes from a certain kind of panther chameleon that I haven't looked at yet? But it's interesting that I couldn't find any of that genus of coccidia in the wide variety of chameleons I've been testing. I'm not going to make a conclusion at this point. I'm just saying that's a data point, and that's a big question mark as to how do we explain this. So this is what happens when you start exploring these corners of chameleon herpetoculture. You come up with very interesting questions.
Okay, what's the most common parasite that you're finding?
Most common
Pretty
parasite,
much everything.
Well, pinworms and coccidia. In fact, I see coccidia so much, it's like, okay, coccidia again. I treat it, we get rid of it, and sometimes it comes back, but it's interesting. You get so used to these things that you're not scared of them anymore. It's like, okay. But you catch them so quickly that they don't have a chance to have a problem with your chameleon. So if one of my chameleons gets coccidia, I know about it within 30 days, whenever they poop. And yeah, I treat it. Okay, we're done. So it's really kind of whatever. That's been the thing. Okay, so I will say pinworms are a very common one, and the
I still like
coccidia. I don't know if it's Coleomeria or Emeria. For those coccidia nerds, people who want to be coccidia nerds out there, Emeria was broken up into this is a genus of coccidia. This is broken up into Emeria and Coleomeria because Coleomeria sporulates in the gallbladder liver. And so they wanted to make that differentiation. So when I'm using these two terms, that's what it means. When it comes out in the poop, they look very similar. The oocysts that come out look very similar. And the one time I was able to positively identify which one was Coleomeria and which was Emeria is if I have unsporulated in that's a stage of development. If I have unsporulated in the fecal matter, that's Emeria. If I find it in the gallbladder or the liver because of a necropsy, and I find it in the gallbladder liver, that's Coleomeria. So anyway, for all those potential coccidia nerds out there, love y'all.
So this show has really gone to poop.
Oh, poopy, poop.
I was trying to venture out, learn some stuff, see what other people did for their reptiles or exotic pets, see where they got them, see where they got their supplies and their feeders. And it all went to poop after Bill showed up.
All right. Well, you know what? Now that I got everybody excited by the poop talk, you can start asking your questions.
Good golly. I don't know. My stomach is churning. I'm looking to burn down the house for because of coccidia. That used to be the party line. Burn the house down.
Well,
Yeah.
now the party line is burn the house down if it's a cryptosporidium. Because coccidia we can treat. Coccidia we can break its life cycle. Cryptosporidium, oh man, you can't break that life cycle and you can't treat it.
So in how many years is it going to be before you're telling me different, Bill? You're going to be saying, "Oh, cryptosporidium, we can cure that."
Well, hopefully in 3 years. I generally make that my cutoff. If I am not if I'm not saying, boy, I didn't know anything every 3 years, I'm not doing my job.
Well, let's see. Academy Headmaster on Saturday, Pirate King on Tuesday, and the Scatologist on Wednesday. I'm still liking the Poop Master, but he could be the Poop Master of the Chameleon Academy and Scat Master on Wednesdays as well. There you go.
Boy. Oh
Good
boy.
God.
This is yeah.
All right,
boy.
so 3 years. So it is now March 12th of 2025. So zoom forward to March. We'll give you April 1st, because it's April's Fool's Day, of 2028 to get to the part where you're going to say that crypto is curable. So okay, we'll do it.
I hope so, but I don't. We really don't have that. I think we've got drugs that try to treat it. I don't think we've really got drugs even to treat it in humans.
It's April Fool's Day, Bill. All you have to do is say the next day you were just kidding. So there we go.
Oh, okay.
I set you up with that one, but you weren't paying attention. So there
what
you
a
go.
friend.
Well, that's what
hopefully
co-hosts are for.
On that day, I will be able to be able to have enough known about the Shamrock Chameleon that I have a guide out there that anybody can follow and be successful. That's something that I is reasonable to say we would have in 3 years.
Okay. All right. Anybody else's thoughts on the topic of the day, which was other options rather than reptile shows to get reptiles, reptile supplies, and feeders?
He did that on purpose, Bill. And I liked it.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of thinking of as I like going to the reptile shows to also see people's signage and what they do for their, posters, marketing type of thing. Because kind of like that thing, how I can pit myself out a lot better. Just kidding.
Yeah, we've
all right. We learned something new tonight as well. Remember, we got to keep this PG or lower.
He's got a what?
What?
I didn't hear it.
We didn't hear the joke.
We missed the joke.
I didn't. You said the joke.
Oh, you mean pimp it out? How am I going to pimp my stuff out?
Yeah, there you go. I'm thinking, we need to keep it
Holy smokes!
But PG is
life.
PG-13.
And a colorful life.
My wife
Okay.
gives me a colorful life.
I'm going to ease on up in here.
Boy, oh my.
I know. I got.
All right.
Do they know about our crazy adventure?
No. Yeah. So
you go for it.
Situation. Do you want story time?
I guess I was going to end the night and go to bed, but go ahead.
It was good. It was a fun adventure.
Well, Yvette is finally had a window to be able to send out some pants, and so she drove all the way down to FedEx, and then found out, this is the wrong label. And so she called me. I said, I'll print out the right label. You get that. We only had 30 minutes for her to get back,
it's traffic,
put the label on, and then get all the way back to FedEx. And there's traffic, and so I threw everything down. I printed out the right label, and I got the tape and the scissors and
Ran out
and
there.
I just ran down the block to meet her and jumped in the car, and I'm sitting here packing, taping the label on the box as we were driving, and
As I'm trying to micromanage it.
yeah,
My
she's been
local FedEx
micromanaging me,
reprints the
making
labels for me.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Uh,
They know me by sight.
FedEx prints the label.
If I mess it up or something's wrong with it, they reprint it themselves.
Well, I forgot. I printed the wrong one, as in it was going to arrive later, and I needed to arrive in the morning. It's one of those situations.
Yeah, she clicked the arrive by 5 p.m. instead of the 10:30.
So I have to drop a little more cashola to get what I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we could have done this better, maybe. But you know what?
It's kind of fun.
We live a life of adventure. And me running down the block.
Man,
Oh my
you live
God.
on the edge, Bill. You're the
Running with
poopologist who's living on the seat of the.
One of the
That's
seat of your
right.
pants.
It's running with scissors.
I'm like, who's that guy? I know that guy.
That's right.
Pulled over. He jumped right in. Bonnie and Clyde were out of here. Boom! Woo-hoo! You know, just
Stay
more
on
like.
the street. Don't go over the edge. Don't Bonnie and Clyde this thing, all right?
But man, look at all that traffic that we had to get through.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
pretty scary.
Yeah, this is not a good time to be late to anything.
All
right.
right,
Especially,
I gotta put this in. Don't try this at home. These
don't
are
try this at home.
qualified drivers and
I'm a trained
a long-term
professional.
podcaster who's done this thing and shipped these out. Don't try this at home on your own. All right, everyone. I gotta call this a wraps.
It's a wrap.
All went to poop, and there we go. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Yay.